So how can agencies best use these data?
Well, it's being used right now in media planning to understand the target audience and what they're doing throughout the day, and to make decisions about what media mix might be best for those kinds of categories. We have real, true cross-media measurement. We measure all the media, and I know we hear a lot about cross-media measurement of electronic media like television and online and even mobile. But we have the entire breadth. We have magazines and radio and newspapers, and as well as everything that's happening on the mobile phone. So by understanding what media the consumers are using throughout the day, a planner can really take advantage of the different media mixes that operate at particular points in time. Morning media mix is certainly different than a mid-afternoon media mix, and they can much more dynamically measure or much more dynamically plan the evolution of the messaging and the when to send a particular message and when to what media to use at that particular time to maximize reach, to maximize frequency. It just brings a whole new playing field to the industry to understand things as it happens dynamically in time.
Have there been any end results of the use of the data by the agencies?
I think the agencies are having a lot of fun with it. It's a whole new way of thinking, and it's a whole new way of looking at consumers. And we know that a couple of agencies have won new business pitches using this, coming up with new insights into consumer behavior based on this data. A quick service restaurant account was one with our data. Telecom. It's finding its way into the hands of really smart and really creative media planners who are just taking it and running with it. There are so many nuggets of information to be found in an understanding of how people live their lives. And because our data is nationally projectable, they don't have to worry about things being, anecdotal or just being kind of flukes. It's really sturdy, solid data, very much like they're used to using in media. Really reliable kind of insights that are coming out of it. So the creative people are having a really good time with it.
So looking forward for the next 3 to 5 years, where do you see the media industry going?
Well, we're still in this massive phase of innovation and measurement sort of lagging behind, the technological developments. We'll just continue to be in a state of change and in a state of flux. There will be new things happening on mobile, new things happening in online. There'll probably be new, emerging things coming out of television. I'm not sure we'll get to interactive television in the next 3 to 5 years, but addressable television and video on demand, I think, is going to be coming, more and more to the forefront. But in general, it's just a matter of things will continue to change, and as an industry, we just have to be prepared to constantly look out for change and for understanding it. The whole mobile spectrum and things that will happen on mobile, there will be a consolidation of devices ultimately. I don't know the next 3 to 5 years, but more and more tablet, more magazine consumption on tablets. Let me think. Radio stays strong. It's amazing how consumers are using radio, and I think the world forgot about radio for a while. So we're seeing radio as very much a part of day-to-day life. And so I think the traditional media, newspapers will continue to have a difficult time in 3 to 5 years. But I think the strong content is going to prevail, I think.
So where do you think measurement needs to go to adequately serve the industry over the next years of transition?
We spend so much of our energy counting heads, just simply counting heads, and figuring out how many bodies are in front of a television set or in front of a tablet screen. And measurement has to move into the nuances of our brains, of understanding receptivity and understanding variables that really matter. And so whether it's somehow figuring out our neuro focus or our neural understanding and more things about the brain, we really need to get beyond just head counting and into an understanding of what these messages are doing in our heads and what we do with them as consumers. So what it really means is that we have to understand better what consumers do with these messages in their heads and what the result of that is, how it impacts brand connections, how it impacts the way they perceive brands and the world around them. I think that we continue to need to study receptivity, and in order to make advertising more effective and more efficient, it's not going to be only about counting heads in front of ads anymore. It really has to be about the nuanced processes in the brain.